ROOIKAT, whatever. It's a tank destroyer. I removed it. People got, you know, a little sad about it. But I've got a special one in the AO here. And we'll just have to see how all that goes. Ah, yes, the sound of 130, 140 people being transferred to the TFAR channel. We're actually up to 150. Okay, let me update the title here, because that's 20 more players than 130. Anyway, if you're going on to play, make sure you get off. But yep, thank you, Amber, Ivno, all for getting off there. But let's go ahead and go through everything. So we'll definitely have a little bit of extra time after the mission starts. So if you want to hold your bet till the very end, we will do so. Looking over at OFCRA, we have some AKs, RPG, 30, 26s, single shot disposable AT launchers. I'll just call them that. We've got some PPSHs as well. And we have some weapon bag platforms. I don't know what that's going to be. We also have some RSGHs, which are single-shot disposable thermal barrack launchers. We got some BTR-40s with and without Dishkas. Looking over at the other OPFOR spawn point, we have... we got 3 T-55... No, are these 72s? Those might be 72s, actually. And we have a... Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. And we've got a mechanized infantry platoon here of BTR. I want to say 60s, but those might be 70s, actually. And then we've got an MI8 with PKT door gun singular. No, plural. All right, there's the second one on the rear. So we've got an air assault group. Do I have anything else for OPFOR? Or is that it? That appears to be it. OPFOR side seems a little thin in my opinion, but it's weird. Looking over at Blue 4, Blue 4 have some groups already at the checkpoints here. We've got a, that might actually be a super bazooka instead of a Carl G. Interesting. Oh no, these are the French. So that's the French AT weapon because they got the mass 36s. We got the mass. Gosh, I forgot the designation of that one. But yeah, I wonder if there's any rifle grenades for some of these mass weapons. I got the LMG for them as well. There's the interactable laptop right there. Looking over here, that's probably going to be another squad with the same gear. For balance reasons, the CSU-4 only shoots 22 lawn rifle. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't matter how, why does that Lone Wolf You Lost Your Lads thing keep coming up in chat? I think they didn't, that's something they're probably testing, but they have it coming up in Spectator, so that's cute. I'll have to tell NASA about that later. But OFCRA have been doing some pretty heavy updates on their stuff for something like this. But regardless, we have what appears to be an American checkpoint back. Nope, this is French as well. They got 50 cals, 240 Bravos, some scopes. That is the fallback line. The checkpoint up here doesn't have a spawn point. And then you've got, I think, a German force over here. They have a tank! Actually, what flag is that? That's not German. Well, we got grease guns, we got FALs, we've got freaking dragons. Got a 113 back there as well. Interesting. It's Belgium, thank you. And then we have a Canadian. Oh my gosh, it's air assault and airborne. Canadian Commandos. They got Carl G's. 203 M16s, FALs, which is the Canadian version of the FAL. I forget the exact designation. And they got mini-me's. And Sterling submachine guns. That's probably like one of the worst guns out here, to be honest. I'd rather have the PPSH in that category at that point. But all right, that's what we got for the AO here. Our commander for all of Blue 4. Actually, let me look back. I want to see if that Huey's armed, because I know the AC-47s aren't.
They have the fully automatic version
Oh.
of Belgium. The Belgian government thought differently.
Oh.
So we can steal Belgian valves.
I don't like
Oh, they're loaded! They're loaded! Oh my god! Oh! Yes! Yes! Oh, the Huey's armed with 2 fat freaking rocket pods. Oh. Oh my god, yes. Trying to see if there's any more OPFOR players, but no, that's it. They've got just those 3 platoons worth of vehicles and infantry. Oh. Oh, there's going to be a lot of massacres today. I love it. All right, again, I'm going to be looking for Blue 4's command. That is a tanker, so that's not going to be the case. I'm assuming then that it's going to be Kermit here and Pogo underscore as the 2 Blue 4 commanders that are worth the 2 points if they're killed. Lolo could be the OPFOR commander since he's back with that air assault team. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else that fits that bill, but it doesn't look like it. Looking at the numbers here, though.
No quiero decir que te mueras, pero...
Now to try and block off the road and stop the Belgians. The
We
Belgians aren't
got
actually going that way.
those,
It's kind of
so then
useless
we've
to do
got
that. And the
OPFOR. So Blue 4 have a significant number advantage as well. OPFOR's calling that they're 2 minutes, they're ready 2 minutes early, but yeah, I'd imagine OPFOR has that significant number advantage because they have, or excuse me, no. Blue 4 has a significant number advantage defending, but OPFOR have so many mobile weapon platforms that it makes sense. But this is going to be a 150-player op. There's tanks, there's air assaults, there's planes. Oh, this is beautiful. Of course, this is not going to go around at all. No, not siree, not at all. But, oh my gosh, one proper Huey run, and that's going to cause so many casualties. Oh, I can't wait to see it. All right, but otherwise, I want to look at this map real quick. I mean, I might... There's so many cool maps that have been coming out for Arma 3 that I just want to yoink and use for some of my own stuff going forward. But my god, this is... Oh. And you have this entire German... Belgian position that they have to hold for 4 points at this train station. This is also what appears to be, let me actually count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a 20 by 20 as well, which is pretty impressive. All right. So, my immediate thoughts without going through the player bases specifically here is OPFOR have a significant amount of assets, but Blue 4 have a freaking Huey that can do gun runs. Uh-oh. So there appears to be some portions of this map that aren't finished, but I think it's also because they're supposed to be giant, like, shaved lakes right here. So that might be why, but that's also kind of nice, because that fits for what it's supposed to be, you know? Anyway, mission has begun. This will be an hour-and-a-half long operation. Betting is still live. We'll see how OPFOR does to advance. I'm going to go ahead and look over at Blue 4 here. I'd imagine air assets are not... Oh my god, they're allowed to immediately take off. Yes! And the rocket pods are still loaded. Oh, oh man. It's a Canadian air assault team. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Where's Falcon when we need him? Otherwise, looking over at the OPFOR guys moving out, we have the armed BTR 40 leading the assault. We got a... I'm sorry. So Kosh has decided to walk it because he don't need no vehicle. Oh, there's 2 Koshes, that's why. So this one's an AI, and that's the real Kosh. We'll see if that makes a difference later. We got 1 transport truck going off on its own, and then we have this massive convoy with the helicopter leading. That appears to just have Lolo, so OPFOR Command is going to be scouting around in an MI8. That's really risky, because if he gets sniped, Blue 4 gains 2 points on principle. But here we go. Tank. Tank. Shilka. Tank. BTR, BTR, BTR. Shucklehead walking in, which I'm assuming is also an AI. Yep, that's interesting. The Op 4 have enlisted additional personnel. There has to be a 4th BTR in that convoy that I missed because there is a BTR. There were 4 that spawned. But I can't seem to find it. Ah, that's because it's diverting off to the right. Oh man, action's gonna begin immediately. I'll be curious to see what those weapon platforms that were given to OFCRA per the squad level could be a, I think it's probably a heavy machine gun, probably like a cord static or something. We also have some 50 cals on some of these checkpoints as well. I'm gonna take a look at checkpoint McLean's here. Now, right off the bat, we got some dead dudes. Just appears to be dead AI, but no Blue 4 defenders on it. So I think that's meant to be Blue 4 immediately deploys their Huey team to potentially cover that position. Otherwise, Op 4 can rush and take it. So that'll be a quick rush attack for both sides as now we have these main vehicle convoys coming in. Remember, how the checkpoints work is that in order for the checkpoint to be captured, for Op 4, a tank has to be within this circle for 30 seconds. And then after that, the squad leaders, specifically squad leaders, have to interact with this laptop for 15 seconds on the Blue 4 side in order to capture that position back. So we'll have to see how things go back and forth-wise. We do see that the MI8 is hovering over, and Blue 4, meanwhile, are setting up an ambush. I thought there was a little bit of desync going on, but that is not the case. Blue 4 is just standing very, very still. We don't see any of them moving in place. It's just that helicopter is auto-rotating. We see everything else moving. Normally with the old OFCRA server, we'd already be seeing a little bit of desync as it cleaned up with, 130 plus players. But here, I mean, brand new server, brand new methods, and it's holding like a champ. Gives me a lot of hope that Karma Cut can make his 300 player PvP thing work now that we're seeing, 150, 200, 250 player events across various communities from all around the world work. So we'll see how all that goes. Little scared that he's auto hovering. I'm kind of waiting for something to take a pot shot at him. But the tank is going to be a little while before it gets here. Blue 4, meanwhile, reinforcing with not 1, but 2 M113s, both with 50 cal mounts. That'll give it some anti-vehicle capability against the BTRs, but not the tanks. Oh, we got a tow vehicle.
We fallen back to...
Oh, and it's got the M60 in front, too. It's the Screw You vehicle with 4 tow mounts, and they're tracking 2 50 cal mutt jeeps being driven back. That's brilliant. Zam, that's what I said about 250 player Russian events, but they made it work, so we'll see how that all works out. I think out of everything, though, this makes me giggle. Air might have rocket pods, but OP4's got something a little more nasty. Otherwise, Blue 4 looks like they've landed back here with their Canadian commandos.
West, G.
And they're going to move them on foot to McLean's to prevent OP4, or just in case OP4 rushed in. Looks like OP4 dismounted back here, and they are now making a plan to assault as Dexvo looks at that wall over there. Probably something really interesting going on. Maybe some mold he saw. Very amusing for himself. But they got a long ways to go, and then we've got a Blue 4 plane loaded with 14 dudes. And it looks like the UH-1 is going for a land over there to be on station. Nope, it's flying low and slow. All right. All you can hear is Bert, I know. I just want to see the airdrop. I hope to God they're not going to airdrop him over the forest. That would be silly. Looking in the back here, though. Is everyone in the... Oh, they're deploying. Ash deployed. Wait. Why did... You okay, buddy? All right, here we go. More of them. Excellent. The Pancake Division has landed. So that's why they gave Blue 4 more players. All right. So you got to remember, if you are going to jump out of a plane in Arma 3, you have to be over 100 meters from the ground. Otherwise, you won't get the ability to deploy your parachute. But anyway, let's count. We have 1 KIA, 2 KIA, 3 KIA, and I think 3 wounded at the moment. Yeah, 1, 2. So I guess Ash had the right idea to drop early. So he didn't go kaplot. But looking over, actually, no, we've got even more than that. We got 5 KIA and 2 uncon. Well, it's a good thing the helicopter group is nearby to reinforce. That's pretty damn funny. All right, the main fight over here. Op 4 Armor still getting into position. Blue 4 trying to deploy what they can, leaving the checkpoints to try to set up an earlier ambush here. I'm going to go ahead and write that timestamp down because that was honest to God beautiful. Honest to God beautiful. Ash made a judgment call and it worked out for him. Pancakes, man. Yeah, I hope they get respawned and they're allowed another try, because that's pretty BS. It looks like actually they are, I can't tell if they're despawning or if they're leaving the server. Yeah, okay, they're getting respawned back here, I think.
Was sagen die so?
Nope, these are 3 pilots, never mind. I don't know. I hope they get another chance, because that's something where I would allow them to basically get respawned back at base and redeploy, because that was something. That was certainly something. It's pretty funny, though, not gonna lie. All right, so Blue 4 are digging up entrenchments right here. Op 4 having their infantry in front. And they got vehicle crews on the rear ready to cover. Yep, so they've all been respawned on their bodies. Because as you can see, they have
That's retarded.
they're talking about it too.
Everybody get back on the frequency.
Yep, alright, so they got respawned. Good. Again, I agree with that. I would have had them redrop to at least, you know, slow them down a bit for that, but I also get just putting them on their body because that was, you know, something silly. But at the same time, yeah, it's fine. I'm sure all you people that bet Op 4 are a little salty about that, but I mean, that's fair. That's still a bug. No one wants to wait around, you know, in weeks of anticipation for OFCRA to reopen, only to be given a bad order and then pancake on the ground because they don't understand how the game mechanics work. I mean, it was a lay low insert as well, too. You know, low altitude, low insertion, or low opening, excuse me. So, with that in mind. We've got an Op 4 squad advancing with another squad covering it. You got a BTR in the middle. And it looks like Blue 4 is trying to lock down this area. This is probably where we're going to see our first firefight here. Op 4 armor flanking around, though. They could rush and take those checkpoints. But the fallback line is where Blue 4 is appearing to make their final stand here. And this is where they've got everything ready to go as well. They got the tank on the rear as well. But with that being said and done, I'm a little worried about the Blue 4 garrison here. I'm worried it could easily get encircled. But when you look at where Op 4 is deployed, its infantry at the moment, Blue 4 could very well defeat these groups in detail if they stay clustered like this. But if we see too many Blue 4 pull off to another flank, as you see a small group coming around over here to back Tikro up, they could then get chewed up by these forces, and then those forces come and hit the flank of this Blue 4 garrison here. No, Slushy, again, I think it was just they didn't understand the mechanics of the 100-meter insertion. But nowadays, you can actually change that number. But you have to set it server side. All right. One second. Hold up, I'm coordinating something as well. All right, cool. Sorry. I'll tell you guys Sunday what that's about. But anyway, up for... We got some SKSs in play, too, as well. Are you a medic slot? No, you're an AT slot. Oh, my God. There's another AT. No SKS in here. Then again, they're fighting dudes with the masses, so... That's the semi-automatic French rifle. But I do appreciate we're seeing a lot of weaponry that we normally don't see for this large-scale PvP fight. Incompetence leads to mistakes, yeah. Mistakes in the dark make children, yeah, you know, that stuff. That was either a GL or a remote explosive going off. Based off of what I see on Blue 4, I feel like that was a remote explosive going off. That might give a little bit of pause to OFCRA hearing that in the distance.
Diciamo che io non l'ho sentita, sincero. Forse stando...
So you got these guys pretty much holding this line here. OFCRA have a BTR moving up. They'll reinforce that position. We have a really big garrison over at that checkpoint as well. But Blue 4 can afford to lose these two checkpoints and then hold the fallback line in that other checkpoint there. It's just, again, I'm worried Blue 4 might be a little too divided here because they have a massive OFCRA garrison to contend with. But I feel like this Blue 4 force will be able to beat out that force and then sweep everything else. But this is probably going to turn into a infantry versus armor situation where the infantry are going to end up getting shafted because of a lack of AT. So they're going to probably be reliant on trying to pick up OFCRA AT. But you got OFCRA commanders giving pause here. You just saw him on the radio.
Copy that, WT, BL attacking right now.
All right. So this group was just given the go-ahead to advance. And you've got AT firing and hitting the BTR. Beautiful shot. That was Drewy with that hit kill. Infantry might still be able to dismount, but just as OFCRA was given the attack order, they are engaged. Beautiful timing there. You've got some of the crew that managed, actually both crew members managed to get out. They're going to be on foot with handguns, but now you're going to see the infantry advance right here. So right off the bat, they lose their armor support. You've got this helicopter that's landed, possibly deploying more infantry. They're getting out and moving forces because they flipped one of their tanks. They need to have like 8 or 10 people by the tank to actually flip it. Otherwise, main assault beginning. Blue 4 handing a very good blowout, and we've got an ambush being set up here. So we'll have to see if Blue 4 can spot those guys in the forest. Will this stream be on YouTube? Yes. At least on the VOD channel, give it a few days.
O podemos dejar que avancen y atacarlos desde varios, desde detrás y por delante.
Rifle grenade was fired. It is short. Now you got this nasty... Well, it's not in a direct L-shaped ambush here. These guys immediately popping smokes and trying to pull back. And you've got these groups coming around. They're going to start taking the checkpoints. You might have Blue 4 pull back as they hear those vehicles. You've got more rifle grenades being heard. The rifle grenade launchers they're using have the same launch sound as like vanilla Carl Gustav, so it might sound a little wonky. Had some return fire over here as Blue 4 tries to pull back, realizing they might be a little overextended. Now you got OPFOR advancing from that wrecked BTR. You got backup groups on play. You also have a tank trying to nudge up and see what they can, but they don't want to get too close in case they're AT'd. Got some entrenchments dug around over here. And then you've got another Blue 4 member right here. I'm curious if they have any booby traps because we saw one detonate earlier. What I'm worried about is Blue 4 is now at the edge of this hamlet here. They don't have a lot of room to pull back because you got these little open areas here. They got some concealment behind them, but not any good cover and defilade. You got the MI8 flying around. That still has OPFOR ground command in it.
Finally got my pay grade in the badge. Too bad it's not
no, it's
maybe
been
the
dropped
low.
off. You finally got your pay grade and badge from the sub badge, man. Arizamanu, I probably butchered that, but thanks for the 6-month resub, Sergeant. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. I wish I could offer that level of customization on the badges, but it's unfortunately one and done. 100% correct? Excellent. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's OFCRA mission. Now, Blue 4, what's concerning me is the forces in here have immediately pulled back. Their efficacy was only taking out one of the 4 BTRs on the field, no infantry. But now that they're pulling back, they're kind of leaving this group of Blue 4 on their own. And it's going to be a lot harder to pull back from this position because of all the open areas around here. So now I'm worried that the bulk of OPFOR can eliminate that position quite easily unless we see Blue 4 potentially try to come around and do a counter push. But looking at the lines Blue 4 have set up to the checkpoint, I don't think that's going to be the case. Worse still is that OPFOR is advancing on this position over here, and they're not going to get a queue until we see a tank come in, but once they realize these positions are being taken, I don't know what's going to happen. We might see them pull back, but at that point, OPFOR is going to be right behind them. They could potentially encircle and eliminate these Blue 4 elements here. So it's a little worrisome. We might see the Huey get repositioned to provide air support to this position, but we still have this ZSU right here in a really nice open area, though on a little bit of a downside of a hill. But with this terrain all being flat, it's a little tough for it to get a nice elevated area to engage. Got Blue 4. They are opting to now completely pull back. There's got more smoke grenades going for that one group, but again, this smaller group is being left to dry, and it is an AT section. So that is going to be really important for Blue 4 to maintain with the sheer amount of OPFOR vehicles. But I don't know. You got Malgren alone back here. I think this is AI, though, just idly crossing. And you've got T-Crow here laying low. What's he looking at?
Pipo, si tu me reçois, ils peuvent être beaucoup plus bas, ils peuvent être beaucoup plus dans le sud.
Looking around his Blue 4 group right there. You got OPFOR now in control of the checkpoint. They got to get their tank in there and hold it for 30 seconds to actually capture it. But what scares me is that Blue 4 is pulling back to that checkpoint, but that checkpoint is OPFOR controlled, and there's this big open area right here. And OPFOR, I think, is... As you can see, OPFOR's reaction to the large amount of Blue 4 now starting to pull back. You got marksman fire going out. And Blue 4 realize they are in the open and they are cut off. That group still holding, that group pulling back. You got a firefight right here as the Terminator AI has decided to knock out that dude there. And now you have... the plane trying to draw fire as the ZSU fires off on it. You know, I'm not sure that's the sound a ZSU makes, but sure. They're very short with those rounds, though. Oh my god, it's a spooky gunship. but wait a minute. They're airstriking their own position. And they're getting hits. You see blood. Huh. There's a lot of confusion here. So, the ZSU has a different gun. Oh, now they're firing back at the ZSU. Who's gonna win? Anti-air or air-to-ground? You hear them firing up again. I'm gonna write that timestamp down. Excellent. Excellence today. I love it. Blue 4 now pulling away from the checkpoint. Did they have any KIA? Yes. This dude is dead, but he's over here, which is interesting. I don't know how he died, but hey, it happens. All right, so now you've got OPFOR on that 50 cal car. You heard those rounds firing. No, that was the BTR, my bad. Firing its 14.5 millimeter down. Blue 4 forced to go into low ground here. And now you got that AC-47 still orbiting, and it is shooting at the helicopter, which is actually not a bad thing to shoot at. Rounds now going in. Helicopter has decided to deploy Solomon. I see. And now you've got the ZSU returning fire. I guess it's a rotary ZSU instead of a quad barrel. Who knows? Hey, sending one man. Sometimes that's all it takes. And that plane is now booking it out of the AO. Still got the Huey on station. You got OPFOR making more advances into that AO and the Huey on the southern side. OPFOR making advances here. Blue 4 has decided to leave this position, realizing they were getting engaged by something they couldn't identify. And I guess Blue 4 have to regroup and try to pull out of this AO. OPFOR sending a team north now to try to flush out these OPFOR elements. And they're sending a BTR and a tank. That is a lot of firepower. All right. Now you got the BTR advancing and engaging OPFOR. Excellent. We've got one man down. Are there any KIA, though? That's what we really want to know. See, that's the risk when you make these massive encirclements, is you might have friendly fire, red on red or blue on blue. But... oh my god, yes. And now Blue 4 deciding that they need to match OPFOR's tenacity. Just had one player engage. The Blue 4 group pulling back. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. You got the AC-47 orbiting once more. Maybe the two assets will engage fire again. I don't know, Slushy. Oh, you got Blue 4 that have turned around. I saw some shots, but put in the direction of OPFOR over here. He's armed with binoculars, and he spotted the enemy. Can Zeron zero some shots in? Oh, man. And OPFOR have no idea Blue 4's here. Hold on. Something just exploded. That was another BTR taken out. There are 2 BTRs remaining on the OPFOR side. Great launch shot by the French AT gunners. Great pickoff there by Malgrim, though. And now you have some suppressive fire going out by one of the squad leaders for Blue 4. And hold up, we got some crossfire from Seagull here as he tries to engage some Blue 4 down there. The AC-47 is now responding to OPFOR in the open. But it can't seem to hit him. You've got the helicopter somewhere in the AO. I heard it. She's over there providing orbital. You got some fire coming down on the smoke over here. A potential knockout, too. Might have been from the 47. But Blue 4 pulling back. What we need to see is this OFCRA group move west and flank this Blue 4 element, because if they don't, this group is just going to get caught in a one-on-one with Blue 4 support firing on them. You got the MI8 coming around as well as it tries to do reconnaissance. The ZSU has also completely pulled back north, don't know what it's doing. And you're going to have OPFOR imminently engage this checkpoint as well. A little worried about this truck right here. It could get shot by enemy AT, blow up, and cause a lot of casualties around it. But they might be doing a sweep. That's where the third BTR is, so there's only one more BTR active in the main fight over here. But look at this. Multiple Blue 4 are knocked out at the moment. I don't see any bodies, though. Meanwhile, OPFOR here are still taking heavy fire. You got that 47 firing, but it's taking return fire from the final BTR. Anything's AAA if you're brave enough. Now you got OPFOR coming around. They're going to try to assist in assault. Actually, I don't know. I think they're just moving straight to that position to reinforce. The smarter thing, again, would have been to come over right here and flank, which you see some elements doing. But this Blue 4 group is just way too spread apart over here. I think these positions might be lost. Occasionally looking over, Blue 4 are sending a force up over here. They might have heard that BTR, which is why. Quickly looking over the fact at House Logic here. Has his binos out, he might have poked his head out and seen that BTR. He definitely hears it, though, the way he's looking out on it over here. Uh-oh. I think the OPFOR garrison might have just spotted him crossing. They have an AI with them that's speaking loudly, so it's giving them away. Uh-oh. Mr. Dave is in trouble. He's about to run right into a bunch of... Well, it looks like Blue 4 found OPFOR. They also took out PHK right there. Yeah. So I see what OPFOR did. They used the AI voice to bait Blue 4 to come over, making them think, oh, they're just a bunch of AI, when in reality they were a bunch of players. And we just saw Bartonolini get that double tap, also puts up double tap rounds on PHK's leg. Anyway, that is the minor fight happening. Let's return to the major fight over here. Blue 4 have decided, nope, they're still holding in this area. OPFOR have moved down. They're now taking pot shots at some of Blue 4 over here. That is a Dragunov marksman rifle. They're trying to fire at Blue 4 over here. You got the 47 firing down at the checkpoint here. There is a T-55 in play, and they have captured this position because it's now red. So that tank was able to hold there for 30 seconds to take that. That is now 2 points on OPFOR's side. But again, Blue 4 can always take it back. OPFOR finally maneuvering these forces over. They are now flanking this Blue 4 defensive line. And OPFOR have the high ground. And this poor bastard was trying to communicate that over the radio, and he got his mouth shot off. This is definitely a Cold War gone hot scenario. Let's see, Blue 4, they've pulled a lot of their forces back. They've kind of left this group to dry, and we could very well see OPFOR encircle and eliminate that group over yonder. Looking back, the ZSU is still all the way back here for some silly reason. It seems like it should be a bit closer to provide proper fire support and, you know, try to push that M47 away. But instead, it looks like the BTR and a 50 cal are doing that job, but the rounds are way too short. And it's really hard to gauge where you need to fire on a vehicle like that. OPFOR also took a few KIAs and casualties. They're trying to bring the casualties up. KIAs are down. These groups have been pretty much trading evenly because right now all we've been really seeing is two groups engaging each other of equal size. We haven't really seen OPFOR capitalize on having more than one group engage a certain position at a time from different angles, and that's kind of what's been causing OPFOR to falter here. Meanwhile, looking back in this AO, Blue 4 might have dropped an air assault group via their Huey on the rear over here. We have this BTR smoked. That was Rigel with the rocket pods, actually. He got a direct hit. I see all those rocket tubes full, though, so I have no idea how he was able to do it, but he got the kill. So I think this Blue 4 group is going to pretty much overwhelm and eliminate this Op 4 element right here. Just look at the amount of wounded we see down on the field. Blue 4 attacking from the rear. We're about to see some of these guys in the open get shot in the ass. GL was just fired over. And now you see these guys pulling back promptly. Another GL comes up, it was short. There's one more BTR on Op 4 side in the main fight over to the west, but this eastern attack, again, I think Blue 4 is getting encircled and eliminated here because Blue 4 is actively pushing out of their defensive areas to engage whatever is around Op 4. They're spraying the walls over here. Multiple men down. This just isn't looking good. Got some more fire coming out here by Blue 4 as they're spraying at whatever moves. You got Kropa over here. He's doing his best to take some of the wounded and pulls them back, but I feel like Blue 4's got this. Glancing back over to this situation, you got some Blue 4 on the front line here. Most of them have pulled back to this area. The Blue 4 tank is coming into the AO. You got Swollen now pushing up. He finds Kropa and eliminates him, and that's going to be the end of that situation. Dude's got a mini-me. He's wildly spraying to make sure there's no one else around, but Op 4, I mean, they're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 guys up. Blue 4 have at least doubled that, and they've got the Huey on support. I think that's going to end poorly. Meanwhile, looking at these tanks, you got the T-72 spraying out at Blue 4 in the open right here. Tikro, I think, was just knocked out by that gun, but you have the tank over here. Maiko tank hunting for that Op 4 tank. Blue 4 only has 1 tank, Op 4 have 3. But if Op 4 lose all their tanks, they can't win at that point because they rely on the tanks to take the sectors. So those tanks are absolutely vital. Blue 4, meanwhile, developing a really nice advantage right here. One of the infantry squads that pulled back was able to engage this Op 4 group and have already knocked them to 50% combat effectiveness. You've got Op 4 trying to return fire with a PKM and an AK, but they can't seem to put shots accurately on Blue 4 positions, and Blue 4 immediately returning with fire by volume. Tank is now pushing up. Looking over at the Blue 4 tank here. It's clearly out of position. Looks like they're telling the tank driver to pull back, though, because there's a full Blue 4 infantry squad right there. So I feel like Op 4 have really just failed to capitalize on this area properly. You got the fallback line now completely abandoned. It looks like they were picked up and actually came up to reinforce the checkpoints over here, and we might have also seen a group get taken by the Huey and redeployed over here. Looking at this fight, we only have 4 people still up on the Op 4 side. Blue 4, I mean, I have a 3-to-1 advantage over here, and the Huey is still marauding around, and you still got the, what is going on here? The AC-47 is trying to hunt down the MI-8. Blue 4, they only got a handful of guys back here, I guess, on rear guard. That's because this is the Blue 4 commander element back here. So they're just holding and commanding from the rear because they know that if they die, that is lost points for them. You can hear a transport truck's engine going off. Blue 4 are pulling their tank back, probably to push it somewhere else. But Blue 4 have their main forces in this forested area, as Op 4 are now trying to push to take over this checkpoint. Here's the deal. After they do that, Op 4 only need to leave a force to defend this checkpoint, and then they can go and send their tanks over to this checkpoint over here, and then all they need to do is then go hit the fallback line. So Op 4, even though they're losing, in my opinion, they still are in a good position to win this fight. Interestingly enough, you got 2 fast attack vehicles. You got a 50 cal Vic and a tow Vic. They're starting to move around the northern flank. They're probably going to go hunting for that DSU. Plane is still marauding around, possibly to try to find more Op 4 armor positions, as Op 4 armor are advancing here. But let's take a look at the skull count real quick. We got a few. Don't get me wrong, we've got at least 7 or 8 skulls on Blue 4, but look at Op 4. Look at the heavy casualties you're seeing over here. This is their attack on that far eastern checkpoint. That's where a bulk of them are. And then you got some additional ones back here. But in this fight over here, actually, they have less casualties than Blue 4. But in that side fight, they just got completely enveloped. Meanwhile, now you got Blue 4 advancing, and they're getting picked apart by that tank. Let's see if they can now communicate with their tank to push up. I don't recommend the tank pushes up directly in front of that Op 4 tank because it's going to immediately switch to its main gun and fire at this vehicle. And that armor piece doesn't even have its gun facing the right way. They're in the commander gun instead, not the main gun. So if they drive up to that tank, the tank's going to immediately start firing at it, and it does. So now it's pulling back. Op 4 tank is holding, fires another round in that direction, gets a hit. Now it's returning with its main gun. Third round fired by the Op 4 tank. It's now low because Blue 4 tank is pulled back into deflate. Really risky thing for it to do there. Fourth round fires, it goes over. This Blue 4 tank needs to now literally drive around the left or right flank and try to flank that one armor piece, because otherwise it's just going to get hit. But now that tank is immediately going for trying to engage that Blue 4 tank because they know how valuable it will be to engage and destroy that. Blue 4 could also call to the fast attack crew to try to come in and find an angle on it, but I think that crew is dedicated to finding the ZSU, but the ZSU, meanwhile, is actually being recommitted to the front line. So we got 2 Op 4 tanks and a ZSU marauding around right here. We got a BTR-40 around this other checkpoint, and then the third tank is covering the far right flank. Looking back over on the eastern fight, we're down to 3 Op 4 players here. Blue 4 now at a 4-1 advantage, and we just had the tank fire, but the Blue 4 tank is firing. Op 4 deploying their smoke, but they are hit. That engine is cooking. And they took another hit because Blue 4 know that it's disabled, so they can just keep firing in the same spot. We got a blind suppression right here, and there goes the tank. Op 4 down 1 T-72. Great flanking play pulled by the Blue 4 tank here. Op 4 should have also remaneuvered as soon as they sighted that Blue 4 tank and pushed away, because they just left themselves as a sitting duck so Blue 4 could come around and flank it from a different side. That's going to cause this Op 4 element over here to rout. We already see one of the infantry have gotten in this vehicle and are panickingly driving away, leaving everyone else out to dry. And Blue 4 on this main fight are just collecting more casualties. And again, I think because Blue 4 have reunified right here, and Op 4, again, their failure to coordinate multiple squads to attack a single position to overwhelm and encircle, it's going to be their downfall. Now you see Op 4, they're really relying on their armor pieces to try to act as force multipliers. That's going to work in some instances. We just saw that tank annihilate that infantryman, but I think Blue 4 is eventually going to be able to turn things around and get their armor piece and their tow gun piece to come in properly. But I think this tank is going to get a lot of action over here. Blue 4, I guess, realizing there's a tank up there, they're pulling that squad around. But I just feel like there's better unit cohesion on Blue 4 than Op 4 for the moment. We could see that change, though, with the fact that we see some Blue 4 squads leaving this position. You got this group moving left. They're in AT section. They should be focused on trying to hunker down and eliminate that tank. And then this squad might try to flank around on the right as well. We have an AT round fired. It goes short, though. Tank realized they're taking AT. They're going to pull back. That was, I believe, a Dragon firing. The M47, if I recall correctly, but... Ooh, Gunner just took a hit. You heard the impact of... there's a distinct sound that's made when a gunshot hits a player. Or a goat. Anything with, you know, a body texture. And then you still have that... Oh, we got the ZSU opening up again on the plane. Those shots appear to be a little more accurate this time around. And plane is bugging off out of there. You gotta remember, everyone's locked to first person, though. So I'm not sure if they even noticed they're being engaged. But the ZSU should wait for the plane to come back around instead of giving away their position. And they got an Op 4 group now going back to the fallback point. They're going to try to grab that position. But again, they're not going to be able to touch that until this checkpoint falls. But look at this. You got Blue 4 trying to take out the remaining 3 guys. You've got, wow, Alvin trying to get Amber and Bartoloni back up. But he's an AT guy, not a medic, so there's only going to be so much he can do. A lot of smoke grenades pushed off in this area as Blue Force trying to clear out this area over here. Again, Blue 4 is winning the battle, but Op4 could still turn around and win the war points-wise. Because think about it, if Op4 just takes those checkpoints, holds them, and then takes the train station, that's going to gain them 8 points, and Blue 4 is only going to have 4 points total for all of that. So it's a tough call here, but Op4 is going to be forced to stretch themselves thin, but that in turn is also going to force Blue 4 to stretch thin. So it's still anyone's game. And again, these assets as force multipliers is going to be really effective. But that Blue 4 tank has come around, and it is looking for its second tank kill. That's 1 hit to the tank, 2 hits to the tank. Negative, that one missed. As Op4 now trying to remaneuver. Its engine is exposed, though. It might be detracked. And there's another engine hit. That first hit managed to take out the right track. And now that tank is destroyed. There's only 1 Op4 tank remaining, which is critical because only the tanks can take the checkpoints by staying there for 30 seconds. So now my question is, where is that 3rd tank? Because I don't see it with anyone in it at the moment. Did it flip? It flipped! Oh! They flipped it by hitting it against a tree, and they're trying to now use the method of taking the spare track and putting it in the tank to arma it. And it appears to be somewhat working here. Now, it's really risky to do this method because you could also arma it into the vehicle and cause it to explode, but Op4 don't have enough people to bring over to unflip the tank because they have a script that allows for multiple people to unflip vehicles because so much of Op4 is engaged. So these tank guys are desperate here to do this. So let's see if they're able to succeed. You got to do it on the far right side or far left side, whichever one is higher up. In this case, it would be this side right here. You got the AC-47 flying around, firing at Op4 infantry. And let's see if they can do it. No, you got to put it in there, guys. It has to physically clip, otherwise it's not going to affect its physics. There you go. You got to also push the other guy away because it could arma and go flying into you and kill you. Oh, it's an ace thing? I thought it was mod itself. But yeah, it looks like they're experimenting with it. Come on, guys. You don't want to put it on the front because it's not going to affect it. You got to do it on the side because it's more prone to flip on the sides rather than the front, guys. Come on. That's why you don't do the front. That's why you don't do the front. Well, I'm going to go look back at the action real quick. I mean, Op4's infantry lines are pretty much decimated. You've got Blue 4 laying low over here. They hear that BTR. And you have the AC-47 firing down at that Dishka. BTR is also taking some damage. It's a slightly darker texture. 134, the AC-47 just flying low and slow to take it out. Makes you wonder where that cover is. Got the Shilka going in the open right here. And these guys are still trying to flip this vehicle. Wait, nope. Gotta put it in a bit more, guys. Come on, give it some oomph. Oh, he has to medic himself because he hurt himself. That's brilliant. So for now, all 3 tanks are out of action. Blue 4 has a really strong line over here. They're actually coming back and taking their checkpoints back. There's a naked guy right here who is unconscious. They need a squad leader to come up and interact with that terminal. It's a 15-second timer. Thought I just saw that guy wake up, but nope, he is still down. His animation toggled for a bit there. But yeah, with Blue 4 now able to take their checkpoints back. Not looking good for Op4. Op4 down to 2 units, and they're trying to bypass that into the checkpoint itself, but Blue 4 have a strong garrison on that side as well. And you have Blue 4 now coming by. They're trying to clean up whatever is still up here. It's 2 guys remaining. Will Ardio move up? He's on 3 kills with an AT weapon himself. Just look at the roster. Blue 4 still has a fair amount of forces. Op 4, we're seeing a lot more skulls all around now. We have a Blue 4 member knocked out in the power lines. Skywalker was trying to be a power line walker on the tightrope. Unfortunately, he slipped and he, well, he might not survive. All right, we're going to have a look at the tank again. They managed to get it unflipped, but it cost them all of their health.
Kind of damaged because we're doing like weird things with it, but I think it's operational.
They should probably be able to get that repaired, maybe. We heard something firing. Ah, yes, that was... Yes! We finally get to see the ZSU in action and all of its infantry shredding glory. It first starts by tearing apart a 113. Oh my, how many bullets can you take? What the hell? How are you alive? And the tank just ran up and shot it once. Well, that happens. Well, the ZSU's on fire. Lolo's dead. Sam is naked. I don't want to know what happened in that vehicle for one of them to be naked there. But yeah, who the hell is Mr. Man of Steel? That'd be Dennis. Dennis the Menace has,
Yeah. Yeah, the tree was right between me and him, so...
Huh. You know, one of you made a joke about that Shilka being chambered in 22 lawn rifle, and I laughed it off. I believe you. They rechambered the Shilka in 22 lawn rifle, because this man just kind of withstood all that. Anyway, gotta be on like 3 health. Oh yeah, totally. Totally gotta be like 3 health remaining. And the tank has found an infantry squad. Oh, hey look, there goes the last BTR. AT fired. Tank just ambushed these guys. They're trying to desperately pick up the other AT launcher. Oh my god. There's, yeah. That's why you microdose on smaller calibers to build up your immunity to larger bullets. You know, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Oh gosh, Camrad just died in that explosion. He's on -1, which means he friendly fired some dude. Well, I mean, Op4 are now completely just everywhere where they shouldn't be. It looks like the final attack over here didn't go too well. You got Combs unconscious, but I mean, all of Op4 appear to be dead. Got the Huey still flying over. That was done, like, all this was done without the Huey support, except for it taking out 1 BTR. I mean, this is... Oh. Op4's last tank is over here, and the crew are abandoning it, realizing they might not be able to repair it. So Op4 doesn't have any armor left. Does Op4 have its helicopter left? No. Wow. Wait, I lied. Op4 has a single BTR 40! Falcon, they respawned him. All right, this is going to be the clutch here, guys. This BTR 40 is going to be the game changer for Op4 here. It's going to ambush and eliminate this 113 as it literally mows down this poor guy in an open field, and his legs. I don't know how many times he had to kick up his legs there to indicate he was dead, but it was quite a bit. But anyway, that BTR 40 is going to smoke this 113. It is going to smoke This Blue 4 tank, I forget its designation, it is going to smoke this Blue 4 garrison. It is going to smoke this guy who apparently has an immunity to Shilka ammo. It's going to smoke all of these infantry squads that are currently up and clearing out the remainder of OPFOR elements here. That is a war crime, sir. And it's going to smoke all of the friendly OPFOR elements as well. All right, let's watch. Where is it? You abandoned it. Guys, this is your... I just said this is gonna what makes you win, guys. Come on, you gotta use it. There we go. OPFOR, realizing their mistake, have reloaded their infantry inside. They're chambering it with 40mm HE anti-infantry rounds. HE, IA, it's firing now. Oh my gosh, look at it go. And it knocks somebody out immediately. That's what we're talking about. See that BTR, it's the clutch or kick play. And right now, it is clutching hard. And it is routing Blue 4 here as it gets a second knockout. I told you. I told you. Now it's taking a little bit of damage. It's taking some blind fire here. The gunner just got hit. They're now pulling back and they're returning fire. All right. Excellent work here, gentlemen. BTR needs to be careful. Oh no! The gunner has decided to take a nap. All right, guys, so BTR gunners, it's a really stressful job, all right? Some people get really tired on the job here, and it looks like this gunner here has decided he's going to cuddle the gun. And, oh God, oh God, oh God. Nope, he's okay. He's okay. He's okay. I promise he's okay. He's okay. He's okay. He's definitely okay, guys. That BTR-40 has just deployed some countermeasures there. This is some smoke to make Blue 4 think it's destroyed. They did it because they knew the tank was coming, so they can go around and ambush that tank. Yes. Absolutely. That's, yeah. Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. Some OPFOR over here are also fine. They're just taking naps. They're totally just taking naps, and then they've got Sumek over here also deciding to take a nap. Everyone is fine. OPFOR's doing great. The Russian assault of this area is absolutely doing fine. See, they're winning. They're winning. They're just taking naps. It's all okay. They're absolutely fine, guys. Yeah. Yep. He was just giving him some good night bullets. They're totally fine. OPFOR's okay. It definitely gonna be a win for the OPFOR Russian forces here, as they're down to literally 3 players. 4 players, I lied. At least the OPFOR commanders are alive, and they are historically moving north away from the fighting to bring more reinforcements into the AO, because, you know, they mobilize, so, you know, it's the second wave. This was all a feint. This was all a feint, guys. It's A-okay. Nothing bad is going on. Yeah. Yeah, brilliant moves. We got Polish here. He is actually the Russian James Bond, since he has a handgun. All right. And we also have Sam here, who's also a Russian James Bond, but he already boned the chick. You know, that's why he's naked. So yeah, you know, it's great. There's literally no one else left. Yeah. They won. All right, so
Already lost cause.
In the sake of fairness and up for benevolence, can I have a moderator pay the pullout to Blue 4? Because, yeah. Yeah. Because Blue 4 have also retaken that checkpoint. All of those checkpoints are blue. Even if Sam were to one-man that train station. Yeah. Yeah. And the reason we're paying it out to Blue 4 is because if you bet Op4, you know that you don't need points, all right? You donated your points to Blue 4 because, you know, Blue 4 didn't win. Op4 simply tested Blue 4's defenses with a 95% casualty rate, okay? There's still time for a comeback. Yes, as the Op4 commanders bravely reposition away from the enemy. What are they doing?
For your glory. Die for the motherland. Yes, for the motherland. For the motherland.
See, they're having a discussion, all right?
That's 3 kilometers in the south. Should like 20 to 30 enemies.
They're now talking about all of the reinforcements they have.
If I get banned, then fuck him. Bye. No, they won't, but yeah, they will give you warnings, but then fuck
yeah,
mission.
I'm
Yeah, I mean, it's lost anyway. Let's just have some fun, right? You might as well join too, so... We'll see you in another life. No, I don't want to give you that little point. Alright. They've got fucking 20 points already, Lando. What do you mean? No, they got...
E4...
Listen. We give them 12 points and we get better fucking
so
stuff the
my
next
Russian's
mission,
a little rusty, guys, but they're talking about...
we get 50 fucking points the next mission.
They're talking about bringing 20,000 to 50,000 troops. Okay, the toes just, yeah. Okay. Well, the Blue 4 reconnaissance force just smoked another tank, but we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
So you joining with me then? I mean, the 2 points are not gonna change much, let's be honest. That's not decent fun.
All right, I think the last person we're gonna follow here is Polish, because you know, I think we're good here. So, how is the Polish Pepe? The Op4 James Bond, what is he gonna do? As you can see, he's already forced all of this Blue 4 squad to get together so he can easily take them all out at once. Very good work there. He's totally not AFK, guys. See, he's moving. That's not his cat hitting his keyboard. That's actual movement. Excellent. Absolutely brilliant. Now he's calling to Blue 4. This is going to put Blue 4 in the open, and then he'll be able to snipe them all. Excellent. Yeah, exactly, Matt P. I don't know why they are, to be perfectly honest. But anyway, it's fine. It's totally fine. Now he's going to be able to catch these Blue 4 in the open. That's exactly what he wants. He's eyeing them through the bush. He's ready in his sight line. And he's going to get 5 headshots back-to-back right here. It's going to be great. I know, it was merely a feint. Exactly. The real Op4 force is just about to spawn. Blue 4 advancing. Polish has him right where he wants him. Now all he has to do is take the shot. Right? I see. No, he's instead going to ambush them from the rear, similar to that other person we saw try to do it. And he ended up taking a nap instead because he got really tired, okay? So, great. Yes. So go. Attack. Advance. Go. Come on, just... Does anyone have a stick I could poke him with? Maybe that'll get him going? This round's still going for another 28 minutes. I'm giving him 60 seconds. Oh! Wait. 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 Come on. Okay. Yeah, Blue 4's all walked off. All right, guys. I'm gonna go finish the TF document XML for the TMF. No, the tactical Flava document. No, the TF. How do I freaking say it? The loot table for the TF mod in the DayZ server. So, yeah. Because this is pretty much over. All right, I'm gonna be honest. This is pretty much over. So, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operation. We already paid it out to Blue 4 because, you know, they won. Can you watch? No, because it's just a lot of me tabbing in and out of DayZ and testing. Otherwise, cheers, guys. Have a good one, and go operate operation. We will be back in a little over 2 hours for Hog. So, cheers, guys. Have a good one. Go operate operationally.